Hello. So I'm just going to share with you what happened to me today, and I hope that it encourages you in some way. I shared yesterday about seeing this huge vision of the bear and how the bear is invoking you to become your own hero, to go inside your soul and to start to transform into the highest version of yourself. Today, again, I got called to have a meditation, and so I went and lay in the kids' teepee in my garden. I felt that was appropriate. And as I was lying there, I instantly saw the Native American chief that I usually see, and he was holding an axe, and he just started to talk to me about his surroundings and the animals, and how in order to be a hunter, you have to get to know the behaviors of the buffalo herds or whatever animal. You need to become almost like the buffalo, he was saying. So in order to know how to catch them and to know how to hunt them, you have to have an awareness about their feeding habits, their migration habits. So he was saying, you almost have to think like a buffalo. And in this picture, I saw these herds of buffaloes, and I saw them moving when it got too hot and they were looking for water, so they would go and find water reserves. Then I saw them grazing. Then I saw them separating, which I didn't think buffaloes did, but when I looked it up, it is part of their process. They will separate into different herds of male buffalo, female buffalo. And that's something that they do. And he was saying, you really, if you want to hunt these animals, you need to become like them, and you need to be so aware of what they're going to do next, so you know where they're going to be and what they're going to be doing. And then he showed me this small beetle, like a stag beetle or a desert beetle, and he said, every animal can teach you something. There's always lessons in everything. So if you want to be a beetle and you want to protect yourself, you need to have a hard encased shell. And then I saw this hawk trying to eat the beetle, and the beetle went and hid under a rock, and I thought, well, do desert beetles do this? Like, I don't know, I don't really know much about desert beetles, and it turns out that is something that they do. So if I was to want to find a desert beetle, I would look under rocks. And then he was sharing like how the bear knows that salmon go against the tide, and so they wait in the river and they snatch these salmons as they're jumping, leaping upriver rather than downriver. And all these lessons of learning, so that bear had to learn that salmon swim upriver and knew when and where to stand in the river in order to catch its dinner. And I was kind of like listening to all this stuff, like, okay, what's the point? What's the relevance? What are you trying to tell me? And he was saying, in order for you to help other people, in order for you to help people's discover their own soul purposes, in order for you to help people open up to who they really are and express who they really are, then you have to do it first. You have to become like the people that you want to help. You have to understand what it feels like to feel inauthentic, or to feel like you're not in the right job, or you're not doing what's within you, and you need to go past all these difficulties in the same way that animals will evolve. So if they find that they're being predators all they're always being eaten, then they will find ways of protecting their species. And in the same way, when we face difficulties, we adapt, and we don't do that thing again that caused us harm, or we're more wise to situations. So he was saying you can learn from everything, but if you want to help people, then you first have to walk that path yourself. You have to embody it, you have to live it, to know what it's like in order to pass on that empathy and that care to others. And then he lay me in this tent, and instantly I saw this huge bear that I saw yesterday, and he was standing here, and then a wolf came to my ear, and there was a snake, and then there was a buffalo, and then just outside of the tent up in the sky was this hawk. And all these animals were surrounding me like they were praying for me. It was quite a strange ceremony sort of feel. And the bear placed his paw on my forehead like he was, I don't know, anointing me or praying for me. And it was so, I felt the weight of it. I physically felt it, but it was also so gentle. And then I heard the wolf say, "Can you hear me?" And the wolf represents your intuition. And I said, "Yes." And he said, "What did I say?" I said, "You said, what did I say?" And he laughed. So it was like the voice of intuition was getting clearer, like crystal clear. And I've been finding that my intuition and my spiritual gifts are heightening to the point where I hear things a lot more with a lot more clarity. And then the snake sort of wriggled across my chest, and I noticed that its skin was so smooth. And she said to me, "Yes, I've just removed everything. I don't need my old skin. This is a new season for you. You've stepped into something new." And I'm really sensing this. And then the buffalo was just there, like it just felt its strength. It didn't say anything. And the hawk was saying, "Have spiritual eyes to soar above circumstances and see things from a different perspective." And then the Native American man was in front of me, and he pulled out this spear. And on the top of the spear, it was a handmade spear. You know, it was carved flint tied to a stick. And he was saying, all of our weaponry was made of flint or stone. And how do I get that shape? And I was saying, well, obviously you carve it, or you chip away at it until it creates that perfect shape. And he was saying, well, what shape are you? Because an axe has to be thin at one point and quite sturdy and heavy, so that when you strike the wood, it's not gonna just shatter. It needs to be strong. He was saying, but a spear needs to be quite diamond in shape, and it has to have a point here and a point here, and it has to have no ridges so that it can penetrate things. And he was saying that, you know, for an arrowhead, it has to be very light, otherwise it won't have the flight that it needs. And he was saying every piece of flint is different, and every person's life is different, and where our life shapes us into the shape of our souls, or for our soul purpose, we're all going to look different and be shaped different. And he was saying, you've just been chipped away at. Your life and the things that you've experienced has been the making of you. Chip, chip, chip. You don't need that. That's not part of you. That's not who you are. But now you're ready. And he said, you're the right shape now to do what you want to do. So what do you want to do? He said, what's in your heart? And I said, I want to help people. And he said, more, like what? Help people what? And I said, I want to help people connect to spirit so that they can be guided the way that I'm guided, so clearly and so precisely through my life. There's no mistakes. I just know what's coming next, and I know where I'm going. And even the mistakes you evolve from. I said, I want to be able to help people connect with their spirit and their heart so that they can be the right shape. And he said, that's what you're going to do. And he pulled my heart out, and I saw it hovering about 1 meter above my chest. And he pierced it with this spear, and in my whole body I felt it. And he started squeezing it, and he was squeezing it, and they were all, but it felt good. If I was just there going, what is happening? And he was squeezing my heart, and he was saying it's soft and it's going to help people. And I could see all this, it was quite gruesome, all this blood coming out into a glass. Instead, that your heart is going to be poured out into others. That is what you long to do. That is your gift. You're going to help others tap into their spiritual gifts, their highest potential, help people unlock what's locked up within them. You're going to see things about people, and you're going to be able to help them. And he was squeezing it, and then he started chanting, Yeti, 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 and I was like, what the heck is Yeti? I don't understand. But he was stomping and cheering while squeezing his heart. And then he said, your heart's ready. Your heart's desires are now going to flow with ease. You're the right shape. You're the spearhead. You're the arrowhead. You're ready. Your heart is going to be happy doing what it loves to do. And I could just hear this chanting, Yeti, Yeti. So I came out of the meditation, and I went and Googled what Yeti means. And it means heart. And it means to live out of the wellspring of your own heart. So I know that I'm being guided, and I know that I'm having lots of stuff for people. And if any of this sparks any interest in you, or you feel like I want to know more, how can I do that, then come and just pop me a comment, or get me. I love having conversations. So if this something stirs up within you, listen to this, and please get in touch. If it doesn't, swipe by, doesn't matter. But something's happening, and I think a lot of people are waking up to the reality of who they really are in quite significant ways at this time.